Excellent. So, usually the thing that pops into everybody's mind is how much does the project cost? Well, if somebody asks you what you can buy for $12 million, show them a picture of this facility. It's a great facility, like I mentioned earlier, and it's one that we're very proud of, and has been in the making for a long time. And essentially, it's a project that actually started about 14 years ago, when the city started having a conversation about seismic capabilities of our buildings in San Leandro. And this one was the one that was one of the biggest concerns because it had a serious seismic problem at the time. But as we went forward and looking at the building, we found out it had a lot of other problems. And we partnered with the community as well as the businesses to kind of look at what we need to do to bring the garage to play. And one thing we found out was that the garage actually was inadequate that we had for a number of reasons. There were security issues, there were ADA issues, there were safety issues that everybody was concerned about. So what we tried to do was to think about a way to bring the original garage to meet the deficiencies that were identified. Well, the problem, of course, was that it was basically impossible to do that with the garage that we had. And not only that, if we tried to do seismic retrofit, it was going to be extremely expensive to do. So one thing we started to look at was the feasibility of actually building a replacement garage, and that's how this came to be. So in 2001, the council directed staff to go ahead and do a feasibility analysis and come up with a plan for the future, and we did that. And in 2003, council approved a plan for us to get started and go through the process to actually build a garage. We did a number of things in the interim, but in 2008, the formal design of the garage started. And so one of the things that we try to make sure that we do in San Leandro is that we have a thing called general plan that we do every so many years, usually every 5 or 10 years. And it has certain missions, it has things that it wants us to do as a city, the direction it wants the city to take. And this garage fits right into that. Because one of the things that it has is the requirement for some type of parking in San Leandro, especially in downtown San Leandro, the garage that will support the mission that council has. And one of the things that council has done is to create this thing called the Transit-Oriented Development Strategy, and that requires some high-density residential as well as some types of businesses. This garage will support that, and this garage will support a number of missions that the council has set and the community has set for itself. So it's a wonderful facility that we've built here. And like I mentioned, the construction began in November 2010, and we're at this stage right now. But one of the great things about this garage is that it promotes some of the development ideas that council has been exploring and wants to pursue. One of them is the one of the future town hall square that's going to be towards the screen over there. This garage will have that happen. The development down the way over at the village square, this garage will support that. So all the things that council wants to achieve in the future for the downtown area will be supported by the garage. So that's one of the great things about this garage. And like the mayor mentioned, the work on the garage took the effort of a lot of people to get done. But before that, let's talk about how you can actually park here. This is for everybody. The ground floor is essentially free, always. And the levels 2 and 3 are for monthly parkers for a fee, very small fee. And the top floor is for daily parkers for a small fee as well. But for the next month and a half, the whole garage is free. So please feel free to come in and park and do your business and get a sense of what this garage can do for the area. And we think it's a wonderful asset for the community and for the businesses around here. It's also going to promote the whole concept of a business improvement district that the community and the business are trying to promote. And one of the great things about this garage, and Mr. Ross from the BSA Architects is going to talk about it, is that it actually promotes an incredible lead aspect of construction. And a lot of things that we've done here, the lighting, the way the whole thing was built is very green, and we'll talk about that a little more later. But the project took place with the help of a lot of people. Whenever we do a project in San Leandro, it involves basically every department of the city. Public Works Services, with Mike McCaldin and Jennifer Aletta. It involved community development with Luke Sims, who's unfortunately not here anymore. He's not with Dublin, but he played a big role in doing this. William Sharp, the building official. And then, of course, the business development group, Cynthia Battenberg, and JFK played a critical role. Without them, they actually provided the money for this, so without them, the garage would not happen. And then, of course, engineering. Keith Cook, Lin Chen, Lin Shao, Jen Lo, Ken Joseph, who's also the videographer today, John Driscoll, Optimal Software, Nick Tom, Jose Gutierrez, Mike Schaefer, Jerry Mon, and me support staff, Maureen, Callahan, and Olin Takla. Of course, we had these outside designers that helped us. We had Walker Parkin, and represented by Tom Warner, I don't know if Tom is here somewhere. And then, of course, the construction group, who actually provided the freshmen today. And they're headed by Tony Randall and Jack Harrington. Also, of course, David Ross of BSA Architects is going to speak right after me. And please give me a hand up and round of applause. Very importantly, I'd like to thank the people that actually made this event possible today. And those were Sarah Peterson, Yolanda Carrasco, Adam Benino, and Robert Sullivan. Please give them a round of applause. So with that, let me turn it over to David Ross from BSA Architects to talk a little bit about the lead element of the construction. So David?
Thank you. David Ross, principal with Stockwell Allen Architects, and I'd just like to, first of all, say congratulations to the city for accomplishing so many of their goals for this area with a tremendous facility and of this quality. It's remarkable, and I just want to appreciate the foresight that went into planning this project long before we were involved or any of the construction design team was involved in planning for this project. I think it's a testament to the enduring effort here to build a greater San Leandro. I just want to touch on a few of the points of sustainable design and the pursuit of the LEED certification. The site selection, obviously here they mentioned being in a transit-oriented area, as well as developing a previously developed but underutilized site, gets you credits within the LEED sustainable design point scoring. Some simple things like construction activity pollution prevention. We're very careful here in terms of how the construction management plan reduces toxins introduced into the environment, and all kinds of effort has gone into stormwater management, both during construction and in the design, so that the stormwater management system, uniquely expressed by the rain garden here, which I didn't order this rain, but if we get enough of it, we might get a demonstration of how it works, serves to process water that's runoff, pre-treat that water, and hold it so that it doesn't tax the capacity of the stormwater system, and it pre-treats that water, removing toxins naturally prior to being introduced into the stormwater system. And these are all things that are done, with sustainable design to preserve the environment. Little things like reducing heat island effect, the light colors of the roofs, the light color of some of the paving and the plaza area all serve to reduce what they call the heat island effect, which is the absorption of heat by the planet, which is a problem. So by reflecting that heat out, we reduce heat gain as an urban area. Water efficient landscaping and water efficiency throughout the project was really heightened with the use of irrigation service systems that don't spray a lot of water, that target the water to the locations that's necessary and reduce water usage throughout. Waste management, both during construction, in terms of recycling construction waste, and setting up the project for optimum construction, or optimum waste management by the operations, especially the office area, so that all that can be recycled is targeted for recycling and reduce what's going into landfills. These are all strategies that are really critical. The facility utilizes, especially in the interiors of the Chamber of Commerce offices, recycled content in the materials. The interior finishes utilize as much recycled content as possible. We've utilized certified wood, which is done through the Forest Stewardship Management certification process, where the growth and harvesting of the wood used on the project is certified as sustainable, so that we're using new growth, fast-growing woods, and not contributing to the deforestation and not contributing to the removal of old growth species. Low-emitting materials are really important. I think one of the lead credentials is to improve health and human comfort, and that's something that isn't always mentioned in talking about sustainable design, but that's a big part of what LEED does, is to ensure that the building is safe and promotes a healthy occupancy through use of low-emitting materials so that you don't get formaldehyde, off-gassing, and so forth. And the building is actually flushed out before occupancy to minimize any contaminants. Some new materials off-gas, and the flushing out period reduces those contaminants before occupancy. Simple things like thermal comfort and control. LEED emphasizes that individuals occupying a space should be able to control it and remain comfortable, as opposed to having central air systems. So local control, lighting, and HVAC, the heating and cooling, is built into the project. And daylighting and views. LEED actually gives credit for being able to see out of building. It's proven to be helpful, it's proven to increase efficiencies, and people really appreciate the natural daylight that's available. In addition to it obviously lowering the energy costs necessary for lighting, but also providing views out, which can really make a workplace much more enjoyable and actually healthy. And I understand that the city is in the future going to be looking at the possibility of solar panels for this facility, and electric vehicle charging stations. Those are all tremendous steps forward. We look forward to obtaining the LEED certification that was required for this project, and it looks like the city is going to continue to pursue sustainable features for this building, even beyond what they're given credit for in the LEED process. Absolutely thank them and know that that's just a tremendous representation of their ongoing effort to pursue sustainability. With that, I'd like to turn it back. Thank you very much.
Thanks, David. So with that, the next item is to, of course, cut the ribbon to declare the garage open by the mayor and council. But one thing I'd like to point out is that the project, of course, is a long project, and it all started under the previous city manager, John Tremendous, that the mayor had introduced in the past. So he did a lot to make this project happen. So we thank him very much for joining us back there. With that, the ribbon cut. And after the ribbon cut, if you're interested, we have a tour of the garage for those who are interested. It'll take a few minutes. So we'll have somebody take you around and show you the garage if you're interested. With that, thank you very much. Ribbon cut.